Hi guys, and welcome back to our channel. So it has been a very long time since I have filmed a video. I think the last video I made was either in December or January, and it is now June. But I wanted to go ahead and get this video up because I've had a lot of people asking me questions on Instagram. I have hinted that we are stepping away from Seton this coming school year, so the 2022-2023 school year. We are going to be using a different curriculum, and I'm so excited about it because when I originally started homeschooling my son in kindergarten, I really I loved everything about the Charlotte Mason method. I started to just rent books from the library and just really get into, I just loved her philosophy on teaching and children, and it's how I felt about my son. And so I really wanted to kind of stick with that philosophy while I was teaching my children. And so kindergarten year, we were able to use Ambleside online. And so basically what I did was I pieced together all of the things that I needed, and we did that, and it went fairly well. I do see where when she suggests waiting until they are at least 6 years of age to start, why that is important, because I feel like we struggled because my son was just not ready yet. And I see the benefit in waiting until they're 6 years old. So with that being said, I got pregnant with my third child very shortly after we started homeschooling, and I convinced myself that I was not going to be able to handle teaching my son. Then I had I think she just turned 2 at the time, my daughter, and then I was pregnant, and so I was like, I can't possibly do this every single year, so I'm just going to go and find a really good boxed all-in-one curriculum where they take care of everything, and I'm just going to do that. And so I had found Seton, and Seton is an amazing curriculum. Do not get me wrong, Seton is wonderful, but it's very, very much so question and answer. And I could see my son and I getting burnt out very quickly. And not that he's not going to ever take tests in his life. I'm not naive to that. I do realize that he is going to take a lot of tests the older he gets. But right now, in these delicate years where you're really trying to establish that love for learning, I realize the importance for my family and for my son. I'm not speaking for anybody else. This is just solely for myself. I just see the benefit of it. I really do. And it's also opened my eyes to my daughter as well, because my daughter is 4 and I really wanted to start kindergarten with her this year. I do feel like academic-wise, she's, well, not really academic, but maturity-wise, she's there, but the academic behind it, like phonics, she's kind of a little bit behind in that. She's on her level for phonics. Let me just say that she's at the level she's supposed to be at for a 4-year-old. And I need to remind myself that she doesn't need to be on the same level as anybody else's child or do any of the things that anybody else's children do. She needs to do what she does because that's when she's ready to do it. So what I've decided to do is kind of push back, not really do kindergarten with her this year. I'm going to wait until she's 6 to do kindergarten. I really am. But right now we are doing a curriculum, or we're going to be doing a curriculum that is going to allow her to pop in and out and just have fun and just have lots of fun. And that's what I want for her. So with that being said, the curriculum that we chose this year is The Kind Kingdom by the Peaceful Press. And the reason I chose The Kind Kingdom and not the Playful Pioneers or I think it's the Playful Pioneers and the Peaceful People. The reason I chose Kind Kingdom is because a lot of the books in the Playful Pioneers, like Farmer Boy, which is their spine for that curriculum, we've already read. We read this past summer. So what I decided to do was start with The Kind Kingdom, and then we'll reread Farmer Boy if we decide we want to stick with the Peaceful Press. So I am really, really excited because this is literally everything that I wanted in a curriculum for my son. So the spine of the Kind Kingdom, meaning the main book that we'll be using this year, is The Magician's Nephew. It's all of C.S. Lewis's books, actually. So we're going to be using those, but this is the first one that we're going to be reading because it is the first one in the series. So we're going to be reading The Magician's Nephew. And then every single month, we have different, not themes, but things that we'll be learning. So for instance, month 1, we're going to be reading The Magician's Nephew. We're also going to be reading Grimm's Fairy Tales. We're going to be learning about kings and queens of England, early Middle Ages, seeds, bees, garden, and weather. And then the next month, we're going to read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and then we'll have other things that we'll be learning about in month 2. She has this, so the person who created this is Jennifer Pito, and she is a homeschooling mom of 7, and she created this curriculum herself because she was teaching so many different age groups. And so she actually has like a layout of things that you'll be doing every single week. And so we have Bible, reading, language arts, science and history. I choose a math for my son, phonics, spelling and grammar, practical skills, and art. And those are our core, like our subjects. The core subjects like math and stuff like that, I have to provide, which I'll talk about that in a minute. But my daughter will be able to do with my son Bible reading, science and history, and the practical skills and art. Everything else is grade level. So she will be able to just, like in the morning, we'll have morning time and we'll do those subjects. And then we'll have our break or lunch or whatever it is that we need to do. And then we'll go on to our independent studies. And this, I feel like, just makes it so much easier for me because I'm not trying to divide myself between the two of them, along with my toddler. And then I will, if you guys don't know, I am currently 14 weeks pregnant right now with our 4th child. So it's going to be a very interesting year. I do have to say that, but I'm really, really, really excited. I'm not too much worried about like the newborn stage because they basically just sleep all the time. It's more so like the toddler, like my son right now, my youngest. Well, he is, as of right now, he is my youngest, but he is 19 months old. So he is getting into everything. So the majority of that morning time work I can do while he's taking his morning nap. So along with the Kind Kingdom, which is the parent guide, I ordered the simple copy work for my daughter to be able to do. And it's basically just a picture and then she traces a word and then she can color the picture, which is not hard at all for her. She's able to do that. So that is for my daughter, who is 4. And then for my son, I went ahead and got the cursive sheets. He's already been doing cursive with Seton. And so with this one, he's going to get a lot of practice. And they coincide. So it has the week up here. It has the week up here and it coincides with whatever we're reading. So this goes along with the Grimm's Fairy Tales. It's Rapunzel. And so he will trace that and then he will practice writing it himself and he gets to color the picture. So we have that. So that's handwriting. And then it also came with a recipe book because in the practical skills, we do a lot of cooking together, which I think is so cool. And it's nothing like super hard. Like for instance, one week we're going to be making banana pudding, dinner rolls. Let's see here. Dirt cups, stuff like that. So I'm really excited for that because the kids do want to get in the kitchen and cook with me all the time. So they're going to really love that. So for my 4-year-old, I'm not doing any kind of like formal, like I'm not calling it a grade or anything else like that, but she is at the stage where she's kind of between like a preschool level and a kindergarten level. Like she knows too much to do like a preschool workbook, and then she's not quite there for a kindergarten workbook yet. But I did find this at Costco and it was like $8 or almost $9. And And I thought it was really cool because it has a lot of review, like of the letters, letter sounds, and it comes with math, phonics, reading, exploring emotion, spelling, vocabulary, science, and problem solving. And so I decided to go ahead and just pick this up for her because she will ask to do workbooks. We had a math workbook last year that she got through in like a month or two because she wanted to do it every single day, even on the weekends. So she does like to have workbooks. So I got this one for the beginning of the year. So I'm thinking this is going to be like the first two like semesters for her. And then if she is doing really well with that and she wants to keep going, I went ahead and got the Phonics K this is from Seton. I do love their curriculum. Do not get me wrong. So I still love Seton. I have nothing against Seton. Their workbooks are fantastic. I would say they are above grade level for the majority of the children. So for instance, my son, he was doing second grade this year. But in these schools in our area, that would be more of a third grade level. So I love Seton. I really do. It's just the question and answer and the constant quizzes and stuff like that were really just wearing us out. So I still love them very, very much. And if we are not happy with the Peaceful Press, we most likely will go back with Seton. With that being said, I also went ahead and purchased Mathematics 3 for young Catholics from Seton for my son, who is going to be in the third grade. And then I also went ahead and got Vocabulary 3, just for him to have some extra practice with vocabulary, because their language arts is, it's good. It's really good. It's just not what he is used to. So I want to fill in any gaps with the vocabulary practice. I love Seton's math. I do feel like it can be very mundane at times because it's a lot of practice, but my son is very confident in math because of how much practice he's had. So I stuck with Seton's math, and then I went ahead and picked up this as well. It's Spanish 1, and it's a lot of review for us because we are... my husband's family is from Puerto Rico, my father's from Puerto Rico, so my kids do know like simple words and stuff like that in Spanish, but it's a lot of review so that we can go on to a little bit more like conversational Spanish. So it's basically just like your numbers, the alphabet, my favorite color is, and then the colors. So it's a lot of review that we definitely do need because we don't practice it as much as we should. So I went ahead and I picked up that as well. And then along with the Peaceful Press, they do send you a book list of like core books that you're going to be using. They also have like nonfiction books that you'll be using. And then they have extra chapter books that your child is able to read like in like free time and stuff like that. We'll also be doing timeline cards that they send you. Actually, these I printed out myself, but timeline cards. And then we also have an art study that we'll be doing as well. And I ordered the curriculum and I used their printing company that they work with because it's a lot cheaper than printing at like Staples. And so I also ordered these as well. And that's the art that we're going to be using. And then as far as religion goes, what we're going to be doing this year is we will be reading from the Baltimore Catechism. And then we do have a Bible reading that we're going to be doing. And then I'm going to also incorporate a rosary. We don't say a rosary every single day. I think we try to aim for once a week, if that. I typically say my rosary every single morning, but I want it to be more inclusive with the children. So I definitely want a daily rosary. We'll be reading from the Baltimore Catechism, and then we also have a Bible study that we're going to be doing. So that's it for religion. So as far as our curriculum goes, that's what we're going to be using. I'm really, really, really excited. My son is really excited too. I kind of read off some of the books that we'll be using this year to read. There's a lot of kids books that I will be renting from the library, so that it like changes up every single month. So I will have to rent new books every single month. Anything that I can't find at the library, I will either check used bookstores, or I will see if friends have them so we can borrow them, just to kind of, you know, save a little bit of money. And then that's pretty much all of our curriculum for the year. I am so excited. So as far as that goes, that's all of the curriculum, but I do not want to write in the parent guide from Kind Kingdom. So I went ahead and I purchased just a cheap little planner, and this is what I'm going to be using as my notes, or like if the state needs to see something, I have everything written down here. I got this from Walmart for like $9. And then my friend Carmen, she has a shop, it's Beneath Her Mantle, on Instagram and Etsy. And she makes Catholic stickers, she makes notebooks, she makes planners, she makes anything. You literally could just reach out to her and be like, hey, I kind of want something like X, Y, and Z. And she's so creative that she does it. So I didn't get a planner from her because I didn't want to get this beautiful, gorgeous planner and it just be for like, what do you call it? Just to keep for the state, you know? So I got this, and that's what I'll be using. And that is pretty much it. So if you guys have any questions about the curriculum that we're going to be using, or if you have any questions about Seton, please feel free to reach out to me either here or on Instagram if you have any questions. But that is pretty much it. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in our next video.